The main event here, Spaceman Corelli, match number 1, OG versus Rebellion. Take it away.
Corelli.
Spaceman.
These are the weeks that we have waited a long time for, specifically a couple of weeks, because now we are into the final week of league play before playoffs. For all of these teams, the only thing that matters are the matches today and tomorrow. For Shopify, you're 8-4, you're sitting in 5th place, but for OG, you're 5-7 at 7th, on the cusp of making it into the playoff lower quarterfinals. You gotta win all of your matches to make it realistic. Shopify just have to play consistent. OG gotta turn up. How we feeling?
Well, first of all, I'm feeling good, but I think based off of what we saw in the last time these guys played, OG's got to do a better job of putting the ball in the back of the net. You can't rely on yourself skirting out with a 1-0 lead in some of these games where Shopify is putting up 6-5 goals a game against you, at least in the games that they won. That's a little bit scary, and that just is a testament to the offense that I think OG are going to feel going up against Shopify, who have been slowly, I think, ramping up, looking better and better throughout these weeks.
Two-Piece was the standout player statistically for Shopify. We saw it in the pre-show, but for Com, a player who loves to change speeds on both sides of the field, he has been the catalyst for the offensive OG as of late. Can he keep that same momentum moving into this week when the matches matter the most? Really, not only just money on the line, but a chance at the playoffs, a run, maybe some little ego challenge, especially with Worlds coming up. That confidence that can be injected into this OG roster. So important with the biggest tournament on the line in just a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. And right now, this is the focus for the teams. And especially for OG, who, as you alluded to, Spaceman, has a very long ladder to climb up if they're going to get back into this. They're sitting 5-7, which is, admittedly actually only a game behind someone like Dignitas, or rather a series, but still, it's very important for OG to stay ahead of Incorrect, Pirates on a Boat, Fun, and also taking down teams like Shopify, who are sitting at 8-4, like you mentioned. And for OG, that would do wonders for their chances here in league play.
Opened up with a little changeup from JNaps and Noli. Then you get a fastball right to the net. Shopify able to handle some of the early pressure, but still looking for their first shot of the game. Picked up by JNaps, 3 to his name. Just crosses the 60-point mark. Noli going to come up for the challenge, but already the defense very active on the side of OG, not allowing an opening shot. I say that, however, it's a clear out. The enforcer roll back to Shopify. They break the net and find the goal.
Yeah, I think Nolly did the right thing here. He got up in midfield, took the challenge, and unfortunately it landed in Parth's lap. And he just attacked the net with it. And Justin there to help out and make sure that one goes through. Rebellion, I think, just taking advantage of an errant challenge and then being aggressive towards the goal pays off for him big time with a 1-0 lead.
Rebellion, one of the better teams in North America in this league tournament at recognizing the space that they're given, especially when it comes to what OG wants to use defensively. A lot of solo challenges at the midfield, a lot of crossing patterns between JNaps and Noli. Shopify not going to waste a lot of time getting upfield and trying to open up a lane. Great bounce for Two-Piece. How does he handle it? Parth waiting in the corner. One challenge from JNaps, wins the 50. Trying to work underneath, but back on the ground. We'll see what OG can do as they try to keep possession.
It's important for OG to strike back. I think in rhythm of the game, you can't let this one run out for 2 minutes. As you know, Rebellion, they're probably going to be able to put away another one with the way their offense worked through OG the last time. And JNaps has 3 shots to his name. It's the only shots that we've seen from OG, and right now their offense is looking similar to what you just saw, kind of throwing the ball into the corner, and Rebellion picking up possession. So it's not too threatening from OG at the moment.
OG very keen on the back passes to allow a long clear. They haven't really been able to hold on possession at the midfield. Been relying on 2 men up at a time. Noli gets a demo. JNaps has to pinch this, hopefully to calm. Gets a pass. It's a tough angle to read, but great defensive stops all the way around from Justin on low boost, which allows the clear out to Parth. Even at the midfield, Shopify able to shut down the first push.
And Demo's opening up that space on the Rebellion side is super important for OG. I mean, they've got players like Com, who obviously we know is one of the best demoers in the game, and certainly getting them at a high rate. Com now trying to attack the top of the box. Nolly's there, and for OG, some semblance of offense for a moment, but it's broken up by Rebellion.
Some predictable floaters from OG that Shopify have been able to handle. Justin still circling. Gets it back to the midfield. Not much in the tank. An easy read by Parth. A demo. And not going to go anywhere. So you get a couple of collapses here from OG, but yet again, they just bang their head against the door. It will not open.
Time ticking down for Rebellion, and I think they're happy that they're sitting at just a 1-goal lead, at least with the way the series has gone in the past. But now Rebellion looking to strike again. This one a little bit too heavy for Justin. And maybe an opportunity for Nolly. Can he get around this one? He put it wide. Two-Piece and Parth were there to turn him to the side. And OG to the backboard again. Still turned away, and Rebellion now feeling a little bit of the pressure.
Credit to Rebellion's defense. They know exactly where every touch from OG is going to go. Whether the pass, maybe the double.
Oh my gosh.
And it sneaks through from Parth. Way to put a stamp down on this game one.
How did Parth find this angle? And look at how much space he's afforded to get this touch. JNaps, he's too late. And from Parth's POV, that's pretty routine. A 2-0 lead for Rebellion. Disaster has struck for OG.
When a ball bounces in like that to the upper left corner, that's just perfect execution all the way around mechanically. Parth finding the second. Maybe just a victory lap. Noli, was looking for the drop down. Again, there's been chances here where OG have been afforded a lot of real estate to keep 2 up at a time and kind of play some of these shorter passes. They just haven't been able to get a lot of power behind these touches. Two-Piece will escape with possession, so you leave JNaps and Calm upfield, and it equates to nothing.
Coming up on 10 seconds left. And Rebellion, I think, looking to close this one out commandingly, and OG just don't have anything to show for the minor instances of offense. A 2-goal lead, though, for Rebellion is good enough to get the job done. Maybe for the road? No, nothing. And Rebellion looking strong in game one.
Really, really clean game all the way around. Defensively, that led to offense. Rebellion showing why they're one of the best teams in this entire league. But also for OG, I think, again, it stands out where there wasn't a lot of creativity offensively. Granted, they were being blocked essentially at the door for most of their shots. But Corelli, they tried a couple of different looks, a couple of changeups. They tried some different spacing, but there was really nothing there. Just Shopify knew exactly where the ball was going every single time, and Parth capped off that great defensive hold with a downfield double that really kind of put this game away.
Yeah, it's actually a great little cap off. You see a replay of the end of this game from Parth. Just a little double tap with 43 seconds left. Put clean from him and for Rebellion. Great game. I mean, they didn't have to play too much defense. I think the biggest hole that they had in their entire game was that counterattack that OG had about 2 or 3 minutes in, where they got the demo on the man racing back, and there for a split second, there was an open goal. So for OG, maybe that's the bread and butter for their offense going in here against Rebellion in game 2, but that was the only opportunity I felt like OG had a clean look at the net.
Certainly a team for OG. You'd expect maybe more physicality in game 1. Granted, the defense of Shopify did a great job of conserving most of their boost when it came to those long clears. However, this is where we then put the attention and we put it on Calm's shoulders and say, okay, a Shopify Rebellion defense will not break. Now you need to start hunting for demos to help allow JNaps and Noli to set up in space in that offensive third. Maybe get a couple of different looks at the net. We'll see what they do off the kickoff. Possession back to Shopify into game 2. A big series for OG, not just map-wise, but record-wise. They have to come out and have a strong showing.
Absolutely. You don't want to find yourself down 2 games in this series. I don't think anyone does, but for OG, you're getting closer and closer to must-win series. I don't think they're there quite yet, but when you're going up against a team above you,
oh man,
and you're a couple games back, it feels like a must-win. And now this one, what a flick on from JNaps, and what a way to start off this game. OG in the lead.
This was a decisive clear from Justin all the way down to Parth. A quick rebound, and JNaps waiting at the midfield knew he could strike in open space. Does so. OG patience pays dividends. They cash in early in a 1-0 lead.
What a great start for OG, and a welcomed one after that first game. It was so difficult for them to break through. They caught Rebellion here on the counterattack. And a great little flick on from JNaps. And yet, you give some credit to Calm. That clear off his backboard, so smart to set up the counterattack as well. And now OG, they got to hold on to it.
And Calm was all over the ball in the last kickoff. I mean, that's what you need from this player. You need him not only to be a physical presence on the field, but start initiating some of these attacks. Again, we talked about it a little bit last week, Corelli, with teams forcing some respect at the midfield, especially when it comes to defenses taking what they want and then moving out with possession. Same thing here. If you're OG, you got to force some respect to the midfield from Shopify, because they have been way too keen on taking some of these free possessions and going for long clears to down to essentially long passes that would maybe lead to a shot. Calm getting another big win. Noli trying to play it off the ground, misreads the jump. Parth looking for the double, blocked away. Still JNaps out in front yet again to the midfield.
There was some good defensive work from Nolly until he missed that touch in his corner. Prevented a couple shots. Now Justin with a flip reset. And OG playing a little defense simulator right now. Rebellion taking their chances at the back wall and playing this one across the net multiple times. But OG doing a great job of not panicking. Give them some credit here. They stayed organized. They've kept the player on the baseline. They've kept players on the backboard. And they've gotten themselves out. Another counter-attacking shot comes out from JNAPS.
We saw it in game one, a bit of a change-up. Now this handoff leads to a fastball that immediately saved Shopify, however. Start to work more, and Parth reads it perfectly. Sometimes you just got to stay out the way. Word to JC. JNAPS looking for the double off the backboard. Two-piece clears it away. Com gets bumped, recovers nicely. And he'll skirt around the sideline. Noli picked up in the corner, but boost here to Com. It's just immediately challenged, and two-piece sneaks it through.
And for OG, this is such a painful goal after such disciplined defense, even with the mistakes. This one to have a challenge in the corner, and it's another challenge that doesn't go in OG's way that leads to a goal for Rebellion. If you think back to game one, Rebellion also scored a very similar goal where the challenge goes into Parth, who just attacks the net and pays off for Rebellion, and now they're trying to attack again as OG spending more and more time on their defensive third.
Defensive OG starting to rest a little bit on their laurels. Got to think that was a wake-up call through the corner. As JNAPS can't win the 50. Parth, even on low boost, still fighting for possessions here for Shopify. And every time you think OG start to get a handle on this game, even back to game one, it's just these quick challenges from Shopify that make you rethink your approach through your own side.
And Rebellion have done a great job of ensuring that every clear that OG has is right back into a Rebellion player. You see this one, well, it should have been to Justin, but he missed as two-piece there to clean it up. And now an opportunity for OG, so forget the compliment. The whiff from Justin will disprove whatever I was trying to say. And now opportunity. Cobb plays that one over, and JNAPS gets some help from Parth, and it drops for OG back in the lead.
Been waiting for this Com to show up, works through the corner, gets two-piece just to bite enough. Flies around with a lot of boost, and JNAPS crashes just in time. You can sneak it under the crossbar, and finally we got a ball game. 2-1. OG trying to hold on to the lead now with 1:38. And we'll see what Shopify can do off the kickoff. It's a double commit, but two-piece through the corner has been a problem.
Two-piece almost got by two, and Com, I think, desperation jumped. But now OG sitting in a one-goal lead once again after playing so much defense. They find themselves on offense and really push back Rebellion, maybe shake their confidence a little bit. Because right now, Rebellion, despite losing, look very confident on the ball.
I mean, Noli didn't even challenge at the midfield. He let that position work out of the orange half for free. JNAPS immediately going to challenge. It will be off. Noli flying forward. You'd have to think if you're OG, you press here, and they will. They recognize the blood in the water, and they immediately go out hunting.
Yeah, Justin left in no man's land. Demos came out as well. There's a lot of space for OG to play with. Parth couldn't get back in time. And that was a free net to shoot on. OG now building up their lead on 9 shots. They've converted 3 of them, and weathering this storm was so important. I have to give them some props. They stayed very disciplined on defense. They only let in 1 goal, and they've built their lead.
I was really waiting for the urgency of OG to kick in. It does seem like that's been the case in game 2. Two-piece recovers through the corner. There's a pass out to Parth. Noli quickly handles that pressure. Justin just trying to contain into the corner. Maybe you get some help with the double commit. That might just float in. It looks like it will. And nope,
what?
Not going to happen. Follow-up still blocked away. That is an unfortunate chain of events for Shopify, and they'll have to eat it the other way.
And that's a painful one, too, because you would have had a goal with 30 seconds left. You would have given yourself 30 seconds off the kickoff to maybe get back into it. And now JNAPS is scoring an impossible angle with defenders in his face.
JNAPS? From the ceiling? Reset on your head? I mean, okay. All right, OG showed up to play in game 2.
And this one is over, at least this game. 10 shots now for OG. In a game where it didn't really feel like they had this type of offense, but boy, in this final couple minutes, they showed it. When given the opportunity, they took full advantage. And with time ticking down, a final second, OG looking dominant here.
Well, if you're ever an OG fan or questioning if OG were going to be able to, I don't know, handle the pressure of a series, I think we just got our answer. JNAP, 7 shots, 3 goals, 2 saves. Calm, 2 assists, 1 save, 4 shots, a goal. Calm, again, the initiator for this engine, the catalyst for this team. When he is confident upfield, when he is challenging extra touches, possessions, rebounds, when he is getting physical with the other team, everybody else feels a little bit more comfortable. Rebellion had their chances downfield, but even, I mean, with that long touch, Corelli off the ceiling, even if that goes in, the way OG played this one, you got to think this would still be a tie series.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were too many mistakes coming out from Rebellion, and for OG, they did too good of a job of converting on every mishap that Shopify had. And there was some great individual play, too. I think JNaps is having a great series. Even in Game 1, he's playing that cherry picker role perfectly for OG, and you can see the payoff. You get counterattacking goals. You're getting solo plays out of JNaps, who, you know, despite everyone calling him old, he's absolutely capable of putting this stuff, putting shots like that into the net. So for OG, this is exactly the game plan, and it's being executed to a T.
JNaps had a hat trick, first one of the day. We're guaranteed to go for it. So for those of you who watched Europe and were like, wow, sweeps, guess what? NA a little bit closer. That's because the region's better. Here we go. Into game number 3. You can't prove it, so don't even try. Let's get into it. Corelli, we wanted a series. We wanted a battle between these two teams with everything on the line. We're getting it. Oh my God.
And oh my gosh. Yeah, we're getting it. And Cobb's getting it too. He's putting this one away in 3 seconds. And what happened off the kickoff? It goes right by Parth. And Justin fake challenge. Calm flicked into it. And that's all you could do in that position from Calm. And that fake challenge is what lets Calm in.
Strap in, buddy. We got ourselves a long one. OG strike first. No lead. Plays it off the kickoff. Right to Calm. Back again. Here's a fastball. Handled. JNaps to the corner. Noli. Gonna think twice. I'll circle back. And he'll carry this through the corner. He'll just wait so that Shopify burn as much boost as possible. Back to the midfield. Justin, the only one who could defend it. Noli gonna try to lead the charge. They're gonna bully their way forward, but Parth gets back in time. Slow floater. Parth squishy save and immediately cleared by Justin.
Oh, it's open.
Wait, is that it?
It's wide open. OG sent the house. There was no one back. It was Nolly who was, I think, going to the midfield boost, but the clear came too soon and the boost wasn't there. It doesn't matter. It's in your net. And Rebellion find their equalizer.
Strap in, pals. We got a long one. 4:31 on the clock. Plenty of time. Off the kickoff again. Shopify. Once again, cherry pick on their own goal line. It works out. What can they do from the midfield? Parth loses the first challenge. Calm on low boost. Will at least send it netward. 2-piece. Trying to wrangle this possession in. Didn't do a great job of it. But that's okay. You got Justin to help out. And now what do you do if you're OG? You tried playing slowly through your own backcourt. It worked. You got upfield. You weren't able to close the door. Then you give up an immediate counterattack goal. Do they need to change their pace of play, Corelli, or is it more qualitative than that?
No, I think everything is going just fine for them. I mean, you know, giving up a counterattack goal is one thing. I think, you know, as you alluded to in the intermission, there was blood in the water there on that goal. And I think it's fair to send the house on it, but you know, when you send the house, you got to score. It's like double committing, you know. If you're going to send 2, at least get the clear. And now, oh my gosh, he double tapped it. What did JNaps eat before this series? This guy's incredible.
Through the corner. Beats 2. Off Justin. Oh, and finishes it at the goal line, at the rim. JNaps. Our little knapsack. My little satellite. My little UN special. It's good to see the old man still got it. Alive and kicking. Through the corner. Cleared away. Downfield we go. Foot race into the corner. Parth gonna give away possession. Backflips out of danger. 2-piece. Gets bumped, but does find the clear. That'll buy some time to Shopify. Pass to Justin. Right at the net. Calm had no chance.
No shot. No shot there on that play. And Justin, well, when you put him in shooting positions like this, he's gonna put it away. Backwards, low boost, and it's over your head. Tie game.
We keep it moving. Most highly contested game of the series so far. All shooters report to the floor. We got a good one. Noli. Can't get it past midfield. Shopify. Able to get it through the corner thanks to Justin. Extra challenge from Parth goes nowhere. Possession to the boys in blue. Picked up by Noli. What does he do? Been kind of quiet in this game. Works underneath. Tries to recenter. And instead, the defense will have to fall back. Calm the only one back.
Justin, I've been watching his POV since he scored that goal. He's playing a great kind of vulture type role where he's just waiting for anything to pop out. He's positioned himself nicely, hedging for the mistakes, waiting for clears to land in his lap. And he's done a great job of it, kind of controlling where OG go with the ball with his presence on the field. And a lot of times he's not ending up getting any touches, but OG's having to change course because of him on the near post plays and on the back post plays as well.
Wow.
Here's JNaps again, flicking this one on. This time not such luck into the net, but now here comes Justin. A same setup. He's going to find the backboard, and the defense able to get up in time.
OG really keen on keeping two back and allowing JNaps to stay at the midfield. If they get a long clear, maybe JNaps is downfield ready for the redirect. Could be off the backboard. Justin immediately challenged by Noli. Nobody's going to crash. Two-piece. Will go into the corner. The knapsack ready for it. Gets bumped off. He should be able to handle this. Maybe the longest stretch of gameplay in Game 3 without a goal.
Shot from Calm, and it's in. That was too much power for the last man on the line. Calm sent a bullet at him, and OG regained the lead.
Great little first touch by JNaps. Has perfect control of the ball. Downfield Calm ready for the assist. We keep it going. 3-2 to OG. Possession to Shopify. Two-piece. Two touches. Parth, what was he doing? Still back into the play. And a long clear yet again from Calm.
And OG have loved these long clears. And like you mentioned, I think they are trying to play a little bit more of a point man with JNaps, and that he's always on the point. And they have found him multiple times. It's really paid off for OG. Love the style that we're seeing here against Shopify. And boy, is it working.
Two-piece ready. Oh, he almost got around the bend. JNaps again. 2 goals on 4 shots. The setup from Calm's really great. But two-piece got through the corner, just barely getting to the ball. Couldn't get it in time. JNaps, a missile to the lower right corner. 4-2. OG continues to extend their lead.
Well, you said it might not be the first hat trick that JNaps gets today. In the previous game, well, he's at 2, and so is Calm in this game. It may be back-to-back hat tricks if JNaps can do it.
Good to see the knapsack still got it. Especially in big series like this, able to get 1 to bite, maybe 2. Justin not going to lose it twice through the corner. Noli out just in case. Like what you said earlier, kind of hedging on the defensive mistake or being at least in a position to make a play. Noli. Ooh, skirting around 1.
Oh my gosh.
2. Noli resetter. Nobody else is going to be there. Calm can't crash in time.
Oh,
Parth
no.
gives it away. And luckily they got a 1-goal lead now, but that's a big mistake.
Oh, Nolly was just breaking ankles in the box, and then Calm was the last man, and on the counter once again. And it's becoming a theme for OG. It's just their 3rd goal in this series they've given up on what feels like a counterattack, a quick counterattack coming out from Rebellion. Their 3rd man can't make the play. Luckily for OG this time, they have a cushion.
Noli's there. Like he's been so many times defensively, actually gets clipped. 1 bait by Calm, going to slow it down on the ground. Mind games as Shopify tried to regroup and keep the resources up. Not much in the tank for two-piece. Justin will take the call. Nothing left for Justin. Wins the 50. Allows two-piece to get the midfield grab. Now Parth can move into the lane. Back to Justin. JNaps. To Justin. To Parth. Backboard. Anybody else around for Shopify? Everybody gets a touch. Justin. Parth.
Oh my God.
Target and a tie game.
That is some crazy ball movement with 0 seconds on the clock. And look at this touch from Justin. Just enough for Parth to take a shot on the bounce. And with 0 seconds left, Shopify equalize.
All around the bend. Everybody getting a look. Spread the floor and allow your shooter to shoot. Parth steps up in crunch time. Calm off the kickoff. First OT of the day. Noli at least getting a touch. Justin looking way downfield, but this will buy some time for the Shopify offense to at least find some boost and recontest at the midfield line.
And we've seen 3 overtimes in a row from these teams the last time they played, so it's not surprising to see them do it now. You have 13 shots on the side of OG to the 5 of Rebellion. OG have really cranked up the offense.
The passiveness from OG defensively might kill him. Two-piece trying to get out in front. Parth did enough to make the play interesting. Kept on the ground. Again, mind games back, but Parth ready for the connection. Noli picked up. Noli, maybe one for the road. JNaps, no boost to challenge. Two-piece long clear. Two-piece trying to follow. Gets one chip. Justin, keeping control. Out to two-piece. And they'll leave it at the midfield. Again, extra time for Shopify to figure out how they want to approach this possession.
Good looks from OG. Look, working the backboard. The poor clear comes out. Calm. Smart to take this one slow. Parth and Justin are running into each other. And I think Justin just hit Parth into that bump on Calm. And so it'll work out for Rebellion in the moment as they're trying to get their bearings in their corner. This is the most discombobulated I've seen Rebellion on defense.
This is the biggest game of the series, and a lot of it right now credit to how OG have kept the pressure up, especially in the corner. Calm not letting up by an inch. JNaps gets demoed. Power play here for Shopify. Justin trying to center it off the backboard. Parth actually had to get out and get the midfield, so he'll give up some space here, which allows the 50 for JNaps to evolve into what is now just chasing down possession. Noli getting up in front, able to win the touch. Following. Noli, not the second. Still alive for two-piece. Parth waiting, but a one-on-one effort still goes the way of OG.
Is it a free ball off the backboard? And look at the placement from Nolly. It's a bit off, though, the post. He had the defense beat. And that's the 14th shot now for OG. It would be a shame to let this one get away with the offense that they've been able to generate. Nolly getting 2 touches downfield, and that's a welcome clear as everyone was getting back from OG.
Yeah, both teams starting to miss some of their looks now. So, again, when it gets scrappy, when it gets a bit chaotic in the corners on the goal line, when we start to see these players start to ball chase, that's when you need to find these long clears, reset the baseline, get back to the midfield. Calm doing just that. Can't win the 50, but two-piece going to take it away. In a 1v1 for the game in OT, two-piece just gets it off the crossbar, and it circles back out. JNaps can't find the deal at midfield. Ball's still in the blue half. Parth trying to put it away. Parth trying to find it in OT, but nobody else around, and it's a disaster right now on the goal line.
My gosh, it's so scrappy in the box, and finally a clear comes out from Nolly. Some of the best looks that Rebellion has had through the whole overtime, but Calm says enough is enough. Almost 3 minutes of overtime, and the opening was there. Parth's touch allowed JNaps to barrel through, and it pops out to Calm to put this one to bed.
Sloppy overtime from both teams, but in the end, OG's pressure upfield just able to get out in front of these Shopify defenders and close out a 5-4 game in Game 3. When it gets scrappy, it gets scrappy. When you get pulled down into the mud, you got to fight fair, and OG did it all throughout this game. Shopify had a couple opportunities in that OT to really close the deal. They just couldn't get it done. OG hang on, and they fight back with a counterpunch downfield.
And I kept mentioning throughout the overtime and going into overtime as well that, you know, OG ends with 15 shots here. It's a real shame to let this one squeak away from you if you're putting up numbers like that. Thankfully, they didn't, and they come out with just a 1-goal lead in overtime, of course. 9 goals total in this game, and sparks flying. This has been a great series, and it was a great series last time. We're getting it again.
You know, there are teams like RMC, teams like OG, where they play up to the competition of the teams they're playing. There are times where they get maybe a middle matchup, or they get a team below them. Sometimes, they get pulled down. It's that idea of when you get pulled into the mud, Corelli, you have to be able to throw those punches. And OG, as the game went on, they were getting a little bit faster. They were getting a little more aggressive on their challenges. Noli at the midfield was able to win so many just individual touches. Whether or not it set up JNaps didn't really matter. It was just trying to always contest what Rebellion are putting on the board. And in the end, again, allowing Calm to roam through the corner, to get really aggressive. That's where this team excels. OG doing a very nice job of always staying on the ball, always fighting for a possession, making it more difficult for Rebellion to cleanly move upfield. However, it had to feel like the strikers of Rebellion were going to break through at some point. It just didn't happen in time.
I mean, with the ball movement that they had for their equalizing goal, you would expect to see it again. Okay. Well, never mind. Forget about the ball movement. How about the solo play coming up from Parth? Over Nolly, and then carrying this one through JNaps on the demo, and Calm could do nothing about it at that point. What a way for Parth to start off for Rebellion.
I'll see you in the top 5. Kickoff goal. All right. 6 seconds burned, the fastest goal so far today. And we expect nothing less between these two teams. It's been a fun one. If you're just joining us, welcome into the first match of the night. All best of 5s, the most important week of the Shift Summer League for a lot of teams, including OG, trying to fight back into the money within top 6. Lower side of the playoff bracket, but nonetheless, you lose this week. You're not going anywhere towards the money. Two-piece recognizes it and wants to send OG home early with another big goal.
And for Rebellion, this is a very welcome follow-up to their first goal. You're almost 30 seconds into this game, and you are coming out on top. You've got yourself a cushion, and you're trying to get back into this series.
2-0 to start. What do OG have up their sleeves? Calm. He's been the enforcer, and that's one attempt at a bump. And only just a bit too zealous on that challenge. Into the corner, JKnaps will grab Booze. Now has to part bus on the goal line and make sure that no follow-up shots come from either two-piece Parth or just on the opposite end. Small floater. Noli's going to be able to handle it. Parth looking for the double. Center, Justin, drop down. Perfect from Justin.
Man. And here is the Rebellion offense that we were looking for in that overtime. There's just nothing going on for them. And Parth, what a double tap to throw off the defense. And you know what? For most players, that's a tough angle. But for Justin, that's another day of work.
That's routine as it comes. But, I mean, when it scores once, it scores 3 or 4 times, apparently, because it's been an avalanche of shots and not a lot of contests defensively from OG. They have not been able to shut down these swings of offense from Shopify. So why stop here? Keep it moving off the backboard. JKnaps kind of sends it on its way into the corner. Parth somehow actually wins that possession. But what do you do here if you're OG? I mean, you do have plenty of boost to be able to get this to the midfield. Is it just a challenge problem? Is it a contest problem? Is it a 50 problem? Like, what's going on?
Well, don't panic. I mean, you have a lot of time left in this game, and it has been a very poor start from them. But if you can get just even a fraction of the offense that you had in that last game, you can make your way back into this game. It all starts with that first goal, but it also starts with slowing down that Rebellion offense, which it seems like they have, but with these balls going off the backboard for free, it's getting a little dicey.
I don't think anyone would contest that Shopify are the better offensive team when this matchup started. A lot of really impressive drives from OG that have made this series what it is, but if Shopify are going to do what they do so often, you got to find something else in the tank if you're OG. JKnaps just can't get the second. Noli back. JKnaps trying to slow it and beats Justin. It's a nice little 1v1 and a nod for the first goal.
Oh, that's clean from JKnaps. And a great cut here from Nolly playing this. He got 2 players to bite on this. And look at the power slide from JKnaps to recenter behind that ball and then pick his spot. The defender thought he was just going to shepherd that one in. But JKnaps knew better. He had to be more creative, and he gets the job done.
I think JKnaps gets the nod for the Hootie's hot check already, the heat check maybe, because he has been the best player on OG today. Keep feeding him the ball. Parth almost found the double. Almost was a 4-1 game. But if JKnaps is going to be as consistent as he's been upfield, start to recalibrate this offense and call some audibles, get him back into the swing of things. Calm. Trying to work off the long clear. Naps already up for it. Looking for the double. Actually gets beat by 2-piece, and I think 2-piece just saved a second goal.
And if that's the case for Rebellion, that's good because time's ticking down. OG are going to feel more and more pressure to push hard, and you've seen what happens when OG pushes too hard. There's been so many free counterattacks now with a demo on JKnaps. It was almost a free backboard. Calm there to jump in front. Another shot goes wide. That was an opportunity for their 4th on Rebellion, but now here comes Nelly and OG.
Ooh, I like the attempt. Just a bit wide. A bit was into the corner. At the midfield, 2-piece. Got Justin. We'll pick up a demo. Power play here for Shopify. And back to full strength. Come off the reset. Gonna wait patiently, and just out in front, JKnaps again might have saved a goal. Good bit of defensive work here from OG. They got to capitalize on the other end.
Oh, Calm, maybe a double tap here. Follow-up tap in for Nolly. That's the type of play you're going to need from OG. And a brilliant pickup here from Calm. Utilizing his spins to stay with the ball, all of his boost expense to get that second touch. And he ultimately gives Nolly a free goal with nobody in front of him.
When it comes to goals, Noli has been incredibly quiet in this series. Granted, he's been facilitating a lot of the long touches downfield, but nice to see him pick up one here in crunch time when it matters. Calm, almost had a look. 70 seconds on the clock to play with before things get dangerous. Bumped off the goal line. Noli was looking for the extra bump. There's really nobody else around. Just trying to stay out in front and clean up some glass. Calm from the corner. Gets boost. Hand off to JKnaps right at the net. Here comes Calm back into the swing of things. Calm leaving it. Maybe no going to re-challenge this one. Noli will be out there just for the pickup. But it looks like it's a, just a bit of a freestyle session here for OG. Not quite sure where they want to set up.
And I think if you're Rebellion, you're a little upset with the last couple of minutes. Not only because they gave up the goal, of course, but there were so many errant shots coming out from them that they had not an open net, but a very high likelihood of scoring that they weren't able to execute. And maybe another one here. Calm, what a great read from him. But this doesn't have to be a 1-goal game right now. Rebellion had opportunities to get 4 or 5 goals. And yet we sit here 30 seconds left with an opportunity for OG to come back in as Nolly tries to make a save. He does. 20 seconds left for OG.
The best clear possible. Calm all the way down to the orange side. Noli gonna watch it fly over. JNaps will pick up the ball and try to move downfield. Challenged immediately. Shopify not gonna let anything get by for free. Trying to send it to 5. JNaps, he's got Calm ready. He got Noli on low. He got nothing in the tank, and into the corner we go. Still alive by JNaps. Working off the backboard. Naps not gonna let it touch. It's available, but Noli not gonna have much to keep up with it. And we will be going 5 as Shopify strike back in game 4. 2 taken by OG and back-to-back, but Shopify quickly get ahead of OG and do not let up.
Yeah, not surprised to see this one go 5. That was the case last time, but it was not in the same manner. This time, OG has really brought out all the guns. They were able to come back, at least almost come back, from a 3-goal deficit. It was 3-0 in, the first minute? Yeah. So for OG, that's a horrible start. And for them to have opportunities to tie this game up it means a lot for them, I think. Yeah, it was 4:05 when that 3rd goal went in for Rebellion. So for OG, a job well done to get yourself at least back into this game. Unfortunately, weren't able to finish it out.
You're not going to slow down the offense of Shopify. It's very few teams have. It's not really going to happen. So you have to be able to either contest with them or have to find a way to continue to feed the hot hand. So far, JNaps has been that hot hand for OG. Finds a goal in this game, a save, a shot to his name. Noli actually picks up 3 in that game. But going into game 5, you got to feel like if you're OG, right, the offense that's worked so far has been the long, clear game and then the passes downfield in short space to JNaps, to Calm, allowing Calm to challenge, allowing Noli to stay as an island in the midfield, like scouting for info and really setting up these long drives. OG have to keep that success moving in game 5 for Rebellion. It's like business as usual. This offense just never knows when to slow down, and they have so many different ways they can beat you, Corelli. This is going to be a tough win if possible for OG.
Yeah, game 5, and OG trying to have a better start than they did in the previous game. They were down 2-0 and very quick in the first 30 seconds.
Oh man!
And now here comes Rebellion again. Great save from Calm off his own crossbar. We'll keep this one tied.
Shopify offense knows how to keep defenses on their toes. Justin already with an opening shot. You get a demo from Calm, so this should help defensively adjust a little bit. Calm downfield, ready for it, has the backboard open, and has the double waiting for him with his name on it.
And how many times have we seen OG set up like this? The long clear to the man downfield. It was JNaps in the beginning, but now it's Calm dropping the hammer and a 1-0 lead for OG.
Things slowly working back in favor of OG. They get an opening clear, a long pass, and an open shot. Calm able to put the first one on the board. Points to OG. Justin going to respond off the kickoff. Maybe. Double. Looking for it. Backboard available. Parth off the crossbar. Here comes 2-piece. Calm gets out in front just with a hand, and Parth keeps the play alive. 2-piece trying to recover, but already OG swarming defensively, even on low boost, not letting OG move up, not letting Shopify move up.
Dream start for OG. Let's see what Rebellion has. And their offense, well, they have adjusted. And they have played him down on the field, and he has scored immediately. Parth with a great touch back wall from the corner to play it out to Justin, and Justin putting that one away. Get a routine shot from Justin, and he is knocking him down.
I mean, those jumps are just too fast for OG to really handle. Justin doing a nice job of feathering the boost just until he can make the read. We'll trade a couple of players off the kickoff. Already Parth, a long clear downfield. Not a lot of opportunities for OG to corral these possessions before immediately being challenged. Justin again towards the backboard. JNap's going to have to circle down. And Noli gets one bump. A little bit more viable here for OG. Game starts to slow down just a bit.
Chance for OG to build or to regain the lead as well for OG. They were hammered in that previous game, and Rebellion would love to put him back in the hole. 2-piece attacks the ceiling. As OG, very low boost between Calm and JNaps. Does not allow them to get out. Now JNaps with full boost. Nolly trying to work his way out as well. OG, I think, trying to be a little methodical here, but are not ending up progressing most of the time. And maybe that's due to the great challenges from Rebellion.
I mean, you've had a look near the midfield. You've had possession off your own back wall in the corner. The first time in the last 15 seconds, they've actually been able to move the ball upfield finally. But right back the other way by Justin. Every time OG set up for what looks like a counterattack, it takes some time to build up and get going. But Shopify take it right away. Justin with no boost. Excuse me, JNaps with no boost. Calm gives it right back. Again, possession of the boys in blue through the corner, bullied off the ball. Noli gets demoed. But still, nothing really here for OG.
But they're spending a lot of time on this OG side. It's 5 shots to 2 in favor of Rebellion, and these long clears, they relieve some of the pressure, but it's right back into your corner. Missed touch by Calm. He'll be fine. No one's able to catch up to the play quite yet. And now Nolly. That's a fortunate bounce for OG. Makes it tough for Justin to read. And look at this from Rebellion. All the space they have on their defensive third to set something up. In fact, that flick was too heavy for 2-piece. Maybe a chance for OG.
There's so much space for, it looked like Calm and JNaps to be able to go find that challenge into the corner. But again, moments where it looks like OG have space they aren't willing to kind of capitalize on. 2-piece going to try to pick it up. Challenged by Noli. The first real swing OG have had in quite some time. Noli with the fake, trying to work underneath, but Parth, again, a hand out in front. Keeps this at a tie game. 1:32 to go. Pressure off the backboard. Calm, looking for the angle. 2-piece immediately clears it.
OG finally breaking out of their side, and now here comes the ball movement to the backboard. And their offense trying to stabilize here. Pass down to Calm. He flicks it onto the back wall, looking for one more. Nolly smartly doesn't go. But you can see how sneaky OG can be. And now they're point man downfield again, trying to find JNaps, cut out by Park.
Calm recognized it, immediately went for the long clear. OG trying to set up the offense they've had all series. Justin with a massive clear between 2 defenders. Could have shut down a double tap off the backboard. Calm still grabbing boost, fighting for possession, stabilizing nicely with this one, and winning the 50. You got to make something happen. You got to make something happen here if you're OG.
Here it comes again.
Surely maybe it's this. JNaps looking for the double, but cleared away by 2-piece.
And I don't even know if JNaps is really looking for the double there. You're not going to get that one off the backboard. I think he was trying to shoot it. As OG finding their offense here, finding their footing. Calm going for the bump. He finds it. The shot from JNaps. You know it's good. And late in game 5, OG take a lead.
Late, but never wrong. Calm the setup, gets a bump on Justin. Finally, the enforcer enforces in JNaps, who has been the hot hand for OG's offense this entire series. Gets a goal on the board in game 5. 29 seconds to go. Is it enough for OG?
As it stands, it certainly is. Rebellion trying to get their offense ramped back up. Put something together in the final 20 seconds. That's a missed touch from Justin. Nobody's in the backfield. Parth has to clear it off his own backboard. JNaps is there and almost put the dagger into this one. Game 5 on the line. Rebellion looking for one more. JNaps will jump in front of Justin. Nolly will let this one die, and OG will take it in 5.
Sometimes it has to go 5, but OG still find a way to claw their way to victory against a dominant Shopify Rebellion offense. And JNaps, who clearly gets the Hootie heat check for this week, has been excellent in this series, and just when they needed him most, he steps up and closes the deal.
Yeah, this was a great series from JNaps. I thought Calm looked great near the end as well. And really, I mean, everyone from OG looked fine. There was never felt like they had a weak link here. And their defense was so disciplined. I mean, you could talk about the offense all you want. That we definitely will, I'm sure. But defensively, going up against Rebellion, they had to stay patient. The communication had to be perfect. And you saw there was never too many moments in a 5-game series where OG felt like they were panicking on defense. They might get a little disarrayed, but they were never panicking. And that's so important when you go up against a strong offense like Rebellion.
I think the one negative you can maybe put on OG and their performance in this series, Corelli, was the amount of time they spent with possession that didn't lead to any midfield presence. They had been working for a clear. They had been working on multiple touches to really reestablished their baseline at the midfield, even in game 5, where it looked like Noli was holding possession, Calm working through his own corner, trying just to get to the midfield. They were unable to do so. Granted, they get the win, so you wash that away going to the next series. But for a team that has to win every series, this is all must win from here on out. What do you think they need to change in order for their defense to be able to string into a counterattack more cleanly than just relying on those long booming clears that lead to a pass?
I personally, I don't think you have to change anything. I think the game plan was executed pretty well from OG. I think that it was clearly working. It didn't get the job here done, but I mean, this is a game 5, 1-goal loss. So it's like, it didn't fall in your favor this time. I think Rebellion played a great series, and I don't think this is like a moment where they have to go back to the drawing board.